Then it was quickly commanded that Harrods within be refurbished by hand. There were many of them, men and women, who restored that winehouse, that guest hall. Gold-flecked weavings shone upon the walls, many visions wonderful to all warriors, whoever gazed upon their like. That bright building was entirely torn up within, bound by iron bands, the hinges cracked open. Only the roof survived, totally unharmed, when the monster, flecked with wicked deeds, turned to flee, despairing of life. That is never easy to escape from, try as one might, but all those bearing souls must seek it out, constrained by need. The children of humanity dwelling on the earth, readily to that other place, where the body house, fixed to its final resting place, must sleep after the feasting. Then it was the time and the moment for the son of Halfdane to go into the hall. The king wished to partake in the feast himself. Nor have I heard of a greater company of kindred behaving better about their ring giver. Then the prophet-bearers bent to their benches, rejoicing in their bellyfuls. They kindly consumed many mead cups, the kinsmen of those courageous men in that high hall, Hrothgar and Hrolf. Heorot was filled up within with friends. The Shieldings, unified at this moment, were making no malicious intentions at all. Then the blade of Halfdane he gave to Beowulf, and a golden ensign as recompense for his victory, an ornamented battle flag, a helmet, and a mail coat. Many famous treasures were seen to be borne before that warrior. Beowulf received them graciously on the floor. He had no need to be ashamed before the fighters on account of those costly gifts. I have never learned of many men giving another in a very friendly way 4 such treasures, garnished with gold, upon the ale benches. A crest contained it from without, woven with wires about the roof of the helmet, that head protection so that the well-filled relic, shower-hardened, could not grievously harm it, when the shieldsmen must wade into the gruesome fray. Then the shelter of nobles ordered 8 horses, with gilded cheeks, to be led onto the floor, inside the enclosure. One of them stood, adorned cleverly with a saddle, worthy of treasure. That was the High King's own battle seat when the son of Halfdane wished to perform the Dance of Swords. He never laid low on the front line, a warrior widely known where the slain were fallen. And then to Beowulf, the hedge of the Englands, bestowed control of them both, the horses and the weapons. He commanded him to enjoy them well. So manfully did the famous prince repay, the hoard watcher of men, for the storm of battle with horses and treasures, so that never could anyone find fault with them, speak as one might, the truth after right. Moreover, the lord of nobles gave treasures, heritable relics to every one of those who drew themselves down the sea road with Beowulf, there upon the mead bench, and he ordered that gold be given up for that one who Grendel earlier murdered with malice, as he wished to kill more, except that knowing God and that man's courage opposed that outcome. The measurer ruled all the kindred of men, just as he still does today. Therefore, good sense must be the best of all things, that spirit's forethought. Many beloved things, and many hateful too, must he abide, whoever would long enjoy this world here in these stripesome days. There were chants and cheering raised together before Halfdane's battle line. The singing wood was struck, verses often told, when Hrothgar's shope must make hallway across the mead benches, concerning the sons of Finn. When the swift conflict came upon them, and the hero of the Halfdanes, Hnaef Shielding, must fall in Frisian fighting. Nor indeed did Hildebert have much need to praise the troth of the Jutes. Guiltlessly she was deprived of her loved ones at the shield play, of sons and brothers. They were to crumble to earth, ever since birth, wounded by the spear. That was a miserable one. Not at all without reason did Hawk's daughter bemourn her measured fate, after the morning came when she could look upon those murdered kinsmen under the skies, where she had cherished the world's greatest joys. Warfare had seized them all, Finn's thanes, except for a very few, so that he could not fight a battle by any means against Hengest in the meeting hall, nor could elbow out by force those woeful remainders, thanes of their prince. Yet he offered them a settlement, that they should extend a second space on the floor for them, a hall and a high throne, so that they should be allowed to have control over half of it, alongside the sons of the Utes. And at the gifting of treasure, the son of Folkwalda should every day honor the Danes, the troops of Hengest, accustomed to rings, even as gracious with rich treasures, golden plates, just as he would encourage the Frisian men in the beer hall. Then, on both sides, they plighted their troth, fixed by this peaceful pledge. Without reservation, Finn swore oaths to all this, that he would hold those woeful survivors in honor, by the judgment of his advisers, so that no man, by word or by deed, should ever break the compact, nor through malicious works ever begrudge it, even though they now followed the killer of their own ringgiver, princeless, when it was very much necessary. If any of the Frisians spoke wickedness about the hateful murder, reminding them of the pledge, then the sword's edge must set it to rest. The pyre was piled high, and many treasured gold was heaved up out of the hoard. The battle shielding, the best of those blooded warriors, was readied for the burning. Upon the pyre it was easily seen, the blood-spattered burnie, the boar crest all golden and iron hard. Many noblemen consigned by their injuries, cringing in slaughter. Then Hildebert ordered her very own son committed to charring upon Hnef's pyre, the bone vessels burning, consumed in the flames. Arm by shoulder, the lady lamented, mourning in verse. The fiery warrior stood tall, the greatest corpse fire, winding up to the heavens, crackling before the barrow. Heads were melting, wide wounds burst open, blood spurted out of bodies' hateful bites. Fire swallowed them all, the most gluttonous of spirits, those who war had seized from either tribe. The prophets passed into nothing. Then those warriors departed, seeking their homes, having buried their friends, seeking their way into Friesland, their houses and high fortresses. Hengest, however, bided there the entire death-flecked winter with Finn, entirely against his will. He remembered his own home, although he could not sail there on the seas, on a ring-proud ship, for the ocean welled with storms, dark and windy. Winter locked the waves with icy bonds, until there came another year to the habitations of men, just as it always does, attending to time perpetually, weather glory bright. Then the winter sank away, the lap of the earth. The exiled guest went out from the yard. He thought more about a terrible vengeance than about the sea paths, if he could call to order the miserable moot that he envisioned for the sons of the Utes. And so, he did not shun the worldly custom when Hun Leifing placed upon his lap the battle-bright blade, the best of swords, whose edges were well known among the Utes. Likewise, bold-souled Finn soon succumbed to baleful sword blows within his very own home, after Guthloth and Osloth signified their sorrows, their grim onslaught after their sea voyage, reproaching their woeful apportionment. Nor could such a wavering spirit be kept inside the breast. Then was the hall adorned with enemy lives. Finn was also slain, the king with his retainers, and his queen taken. The shielding warriors carried unto their ships all the household goods of that earthly king. Likewise, everything they could find in Finn's home, the golden brooches, the artful gemstones. They led the lordly woman back to Denmark, carrying her back to her king. The song was sung, the verses of the minstrel. Glee mounted back up, the bench voices resounding, the pourers giving out wine from wondrous ewers. Then Wealhtheow came forth, proceeding unto her golden adornments to where two good men said, nephew and uncle together. Their peace was still whole, the one true to the other. Likewise, orating Unfer sat at the foot of the shielding wolf. Everyone trusted his spirit, that he had great pride, although he had not kept his king secure in mercy in the bouncing of blades. Then the Lading of the Shielding spoke. Receive this cup, my gracious lord, dispenser of treasures. May you always prosper, gold friend to men, and speak in mild words unto the Geats, as one must do. Be gracious to them, mindful of the giving, which you have received from near and far. One has told me that you wish to consider this warrior for your son. Herit has been cleaned, the bright Ringhall. Enjoy it so long as you may, the goodwill of many, and bequeath unto your own kin the people and the realm, when you must look ahead to your measured fate. I know my good Hrothulf, that he wishes to behold our youthful ones in honor. If you, benefactor of the Shieldings, should leave behind the world before him, I expect that he wants to reward our sons with only good, should he remember everything we have done while he was still a child, as an honor to his desires and his worthiness. She turned then to the bench where her sons were, Hrethik and Hrothmund, and the other children of heroes, the youth all together. There also sat the good man, Beowulf the Geat, between the two brothers.